Have you ever wondered why the topic of evolution often sparks such intense debate and even fear? It's not just a scientific discussion, it's a clash of fundamental worldviews, a head-on collision between scientific understanding and deeply held religious beliefs. For many religious believers, evolution represents a profound challenge, a threat to the very foundations of their faith. Let's delve into the heart of this conflict and explore the reasons behind this resistance. So, what exactly is evolution? Simply put, it's the scientific explanation for how life changes over time. It's built on the idea of common ancestry, that all living organisms share a connection. Think of it like a vast family tree. Through processes like mutation, where random changes occur in the genetic code, natural selection, where traits that help organisms survive and reproduce become more common, and environmental pressures, such as climate changes or limited resources, species gradually adapt and evolve. This isn't a planned event. There's no predetermined goal or a divine blueprint. It's a process of natural forces driving change. Now, consider the dominant narratives within many religious traditions. Think of Christianity, Islam, Judaism, and many others. Often, we find a core belief that humans are special, created in the image of a divine being, set apart from the rest of creation. Sacred texts like the Bible and the Quran often tell a story of a divine plan, a beginning, a fall from grace, and the need for salvation or redemption. Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Evolution clashes directly with this. If humans evolved from other animals, the notion of special creation is challenged. Suddenly, the fundamental question arises: if we didn't come about in a divinely planned way, what is the need for religion? Why salvation? Why redemption? This strikes at the very heart of faith for many people. For many, this conflict triggers a sense of deep unease. If the foundational stories aren't literally true, then what else might be metaphorical or symbolic? This is where the authority of the religious text begins to crumble. If you start allowing for metaphorical interpretations of Genesis, for example, how do you maintain the certainty and control that fundamentalism often relies upon? The absolute moral frameworks, the clearly defined answers to life's big questions, all begin to unravel. It's a frightening prospect for those who rely on absolute truth, beyond the theological questions. There's a psychological dimension. Fundamentalism often provides a sense of certainty, a comforting map for navigating life's complexities. It offers clear answers to those big existential questions. Who are we? Why are we here? What happens after we die? Evolution, in contrast, offers a challenge. It asserts that life is the result of natural processes, that nature doesn't care, and that there is no preordained cosmic purpose. This can be incredibly unsettling for those raised in systems that promise eternal life, divine protection, and cosmic significance. It forces us to confront the possibility that there's no grand plan, forcing individuals to find meaning within themselves, a task that can feel quite daunting. Furthermore, we must acknowledge that religious authority frequently intertwines with political power. Accepting a religious narrative as literal truth often allows religious leaders to exert significant control over morality, education, and even laws. Evolution, by challenging that literal interpretation, also undermines the power structures built upon it. That's why the teaching of evolution becomes such a cultural battleground, particularly in places like the United States. It's not simply about science. It's about control over narratives, over the very definition of truth, and the ability to shape society. The evidence for evolution is overwhelming. Fossils reveal gradual transitions. DNA analysis shows our close relationship to other species. Vestigial structures, like the human tailbone, provide further proof. Yet, despite this, many continue to deny evolution. Why? Because accepting evolution forces difficult questions. If the biblical accounts of creation aren't precisely accurate, then what other cherished beliefs might be questioned? Where do morals originate if there is no divine creator? It's easier to cling to the comfort of religion, even when faced with compelling evidence. But easier doesn't equal truth. Evolution is more than just a scientific theory. It's a revolution in how we understand ourselves. It asks us to be humble, curious, and honest. It challenges us to confront the vastness and indifference of the universe. And that's what makes it both incredibly powerful and, for some, profoundly terrifying. Because if evolution is true, religion has a great deal to explain. Not just about the origins of life, but also about its role in shaping truth, knowledge, and the progress of human understanding.